Hey everybody, welcome back to the Roost.
Welcome back.
As you know, I'm your host James, and this is your other host Chelsea.
Hello.
With us tonight, we have a very special guest, our first guest actually. He's a singer-songwriter from Connecticut. He's working on his third and fourth studio albums, and one of his albums is a concept album on video, or at least inspired by video games. Everybody, please welcome Zach Andersen.
Woo!
This is where I'm going to add an applause track.
Yay!
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
So, as the first guest, right, I guess I get to ask you the very awkward question.
Sure.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing pajama pants and a very, very warm, it's called monkey fur jacket.
That actually sounds, you know what? That sounds a lot better than what I'm wearing.
You wearing?
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Right?
No, I'm wearing,
Sexy Flanders.
yeah, I'm wearing, just like t-shirt, slacks. I never really got undressed from work.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know how it goes. Just like
Yeah.
the grind every single day.
I'm in the fuzzy, unfortunate, basic white girl boots.
So I got a couple of fun stuff for us to talk about this week.
Oh.
So first thing, right? I heard a very fun topic to talk about.
Which is?
When you go to a bar, right, and you're trying to like pick up someone, right? What's your pickup line?
I actually want to hear Zach, because if I'm right, you've performed at some bars, especially during
Okay.
ConnectCon.
So here's the thing. I have never actually picked up a girl at a bar,
That's okay.
or attempted to.
Okay.
Just because I find it very awkward. I've had girls pick me up at bars, but not the other way around.
All right, now I have to hear, what was the pickup line that they used on you?
Normally, it always goes with I would like perform my set, and then they'd come over and I love your music and blah blah blah. And actually, at ConnectiCon 2 years ago, I had a girl ask if I was staying at the convention, and I said no. I had to actually go home and let my new puppy out, and she's like, oh, because I have a hotel room, and you're more than welcome to stay over. And I was like, I gotta let the puppy out. I'm sorry.
I actually think that that's a perfecly fine excuse.
Exactly.
I didn't use this one personally, but I know a buddy of mine did. When we had gone out for what were we doing? We were adventuring out something. This was before Chelsea and I were dating.
Oh,
but
this is going to be a fun story.
I think it was a Gen Con or something of the sort. My buddy decided at a hotel bar it'd be really smart for him to take one of our spare hotel keys and walk up to and like throw it on the floor, tap a woman's shoulder, and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, did you drop that?" And then she'd pick it up and she'd be like, "This isn't my key." He's like, "Yeah, it is. It's the key to my room."
Who did this?
You wouldn't know him.
Who?
A guy named Tyler from college. So,
For
it's
once,
like,
I actually don't know one of your friends.
yeah, well, there are a bunch of people you haven't met yet. But, so this led me to a nice story, right? I was listening to the radio the other day, and someone said, if you ever want to get the best pickup line on a woman, you go up to them and you ask them for a one-word question. Because it's not exactly a pickup line as much as it's an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Why?
Or,
What?
Yeah.
my buddy responded when I told him about that, because I was texting my buddy Ray, right, who will be joining us sometime later on to hang out. He said, "What happens if you ask that to a girl and she goes rape?" At that point, I think you just have to check out.
That is when you leave and you go to the next bar in the bar crawl.
Oh my gosh. Oh, now this has nothing to do with rape. This has a
I would hope so.
yeah. This is going to be a different jumping point. Which these two I swear are completely unrelated. Did you guys hear about the newest show that's about to be revived onto Adult Swim?
Yep.
I'm gonna say
Zach,
no. I'm gonna say no on this one.
Zach, I may blow your mind here.
Go
Can
for
I
it.
say it?
Have you ever heard of a little show called...
Samurai Jack?
Oh God, I don't know why I didn't like just. Yeah, I did hear about that. That's actually really awesome. And we did you guys meet Phil Lamar at
Yes,
Connecticut?
Yes.
actually, I have
Yes.
a funny story about that. I actually didn't tell this one.
I'm surprised. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Don't worry. So you know how a whole bunch of people signed my tablecloth? Which, sir, have you signed it yet?
I don't think I have.
I'm gonna be
I
at
was there.
Connecticut again.
Right.
So I need you to sign my tablecloth, good sir.
I will sign the biggest signature I've ever signed.
As long as you don't draw a penis.
Exactly.
I'm a terrible artist, so
Well,
it wouldn't.
draw your owl.
I will draw my owl, of course. I do it with every signature.
Okay, so pretty much, I'm going around to all of the different actors and voice actors and everything, and I saw Phil Lamar. Well, mostly because, actually, I didn't realize that he did Samurai Jack. I realized that he did Jon Stewart from Justice League in Justice League Unlimited. So I'm like, I need him to sign my tablecloth. So we go over, we talk to his agent and everything, and they're like, yeah, sure. If you guys can wait until, like, he's done signing and everything, he'll come over and everything, and he seemed really excited to do it. Well, by the time that it was, like, 5, 6 o'clock, right around closing time, the poor man was so beyond exhausted.
Yeah, he just stood there.
And he didn't even know what to do for the signature.
And, like, when I tell you that, like, he looked like...
He was glazed over,
Yeah.
so tired.
He just stood there, like, empty, like he had nothing on his mind whatsoever, and he just stared at the tablecloth. And now this was for, like, a good 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cons on third days, I guess. It's
No, but I think it was, like, the first day.
No,
gee.
it was second day.
Second day.
I'm usually gone by the third day. I'm usually completely checked out.
Well, I mean, I
I know
understand,
the feels.
too. But it was really nice because beforehand, I had bought a print and I got him to sign it when we went up to ask to get his table signed, or him to sign our table.
Mhm.
And, like, the agent was like, this is really interesting. We've never heard anybody do this before.
We're usually like the first one. It says, "Come sign our table." Wait, don't do. No, it's our tablecloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the agents see the signatures, excuse me, half the time they're blown away.
Yeah, like, they're super happy to do it. But, like, the agent was like, I guess. And then Phil Lamar hears it, and he's just like, of course I'll do that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
And then, and because I was like, thank you so much for doing this, I bought a print and I had him sign it. And he saw that I was, like, a huge fan of, like, Justice League and Static Shock. Because he did Static's voice,
Oh yeah,
too.
I forgot he did
Yep.
Static's voice as
And
well.
he did, like, Hermes as well.
Yep, that's also one of the reasons I wanted him.
So then he, like, drew, like, a little Green Lantern logo. Man, who else signed it? The voice actor for Korra
Yep.
signed it at the same
Cool.
convention.
Nice.
That was pretty good.
And then the time,
voice actor for Brain,
Austin. Well, I think it's Austin St. Austin is his name. It's the first Red Ranger.
Yes.
You know how he was there?
Yeah.
So pretty much in a row 3 is my childhood. I have one of the 1998 Burger King collectible plates, and I had them sign it. Well, I asked Austin if he would come out and sign my table, and he told the agent, "Sure, of course I will. I'll sign it for free." The agent looks so ticked.
Yeah, because the agent wanted to charge you, like, $50, right?
$30 for the signature.
Yeah,
So he
that's
comes over.
BS.
And he's so interested in the fact that I'm an artist and everything, and I'm just sitting there babbling like an idiot, apologizing that I'm babbling.
Because it's the Red Ranger.
And he gives me a hug. My childhood just hugged me, signed the table, signed the plate, and where we were was right across. We were facing the vendors. Well, off to the top, like off to my left, was a sword vendor. And as he's walking back, he sees the swords, and I lose him. And now I have to explain to his agent that I lost him during the middle of his signatures. Of which David Yost, the Blue Ranger, looks over and says, "What's going on, you guys? I may or may not have lost him to the sword vendor." His reply was absolutely golden. "Yeah, that sounds like something he would do. You're gonna have to go send a handler to go get him."
Oh,
Meaning that this is a more than once happened occasion.
So I guess this can segue into a couple cool things. First thing is that, like, obviously, Zach, did you grow up on Power Rangers as well?
I did. I definitely the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then I kind of got lost after that. But
Well, I think everybody did though, right? Because it lasted for 2 seasons, and then everybody was too old by then.
yeah, pretty much.
So here's the deal: I was like a year too young for Power Rangers. My brother grew up on it, but I never grew up on it. And it seems like something that I would have loved when I was a little kid, but like I was just too young at the time. You know,
I
like
actually kind of want to rewatch Mighty Morphin Power
you
Rangers
do know that
now.
it's
I
not that
watched
great.
some
Right?
of it recently. We had it on at work one day, and just watched the first season of it, and it's like it's definitely different now than it was back when I was watching it
Just the
originally.
nostalgia feeling. I want to feel that again.
But the thing is that it's not as nostalgic, right? So I guess my question for you guys could be, what's one thing in your head that sticks out the most out of like childhood, like 90s cartoons, whatever? Like when you're thinking back about it, there's just that one scene that whenever you think of that stuff, you think of childhood. Like your childhood watching it, it just sticks out over anything else.
All right.
So, like for example, like the Rocco's Modern Life quote, like laundry day is a very dangerous day.
Right.
Like little stuff, but that's not mine. Mine is actually. So I'll give you an example, right? The one thing that freaked me out the most when I was a kid, when I was doing a lot of this stuff, was I didn't get it that often, but I got Courage the Cowardly Dog, right? Because I didn't actually have Cartoon Network. I only got it later. But when I did get it, we would always watch Courage. So the one thing I remember is like the really weirdly animated, like CGI'd ghost mummy.
Yes.
It would be like, return the slab! Return the slab! And then Eustace being like, I ain't returned nothing! Oh my god, that sounded more like the old man from Mumford and Son.
I actually want to hear Zach's on this one.
Okay. That's tough because I have this memory issue where I remember everything.
Oh, okay. Actually,
but all stuff like this kind of stuff, not like facts from school or anything. I
funny enough, my buddy that I went to college with was the same exact way. He could remember every single song lyric that he ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like a human jukebox.
Okay, like I can pretty much recite every single line to every single Simpson episode. Like if I'm watching along with it, I can get the next line like immediately. I know exactly like everything about them.
Oh my gosh!
But I'm gonna oh geez, I had one a second ago. That all right. This will actually kind of go along with the convention idea we were just talking about. They just announced recently for ConnectiCon next year that the voices of the Animaniacs, the Warner Brothers
Oh my gosh!
and Dot are going to be there. And I was a huge Animaniacs fan when I was younger. I met Rob Paulson last year.
Right.
Awesome guy. But the thing is, I have this voice cube from Animaniacs that it came out like right when the series came out, so like 94ish, and it still works and it has like these like 5 quotes that just repeat over and over again, and it like they always stick in my head, like the order of the quotes and everything like that, and I'm like dead set on getting that signed next year.
You should definitely bring it.
I think I need to help you with this.
It would be amazing, and but it was like it had "Hello Nurse," "Want to see me blow bubbles with my spit."
Yeah.
Have no taste, but we like you. Delicious. It was just but it was just like over and over again the same quotes, but it's like sticks in my head so much. And then oh god, we had a lot of video. My brother is 5 years older than me, so he definitely grew up on like Transformers and like that era, but like I also have all the videotapes from like when he would record them, and
Right.
like watch them all the time. So I grew up on Transformers, even though pretty much it started like the last 2 seasons were after I was born, kind of thing.
Right.
But like I still have those tapes, so I like remember all the episodes, and like one that always sticks out is they had like this episode where Beachcomber finds this lake that turns everyone gold and makes them invulnerable, and then Decepticons find it, and they get on there, and then everyone's just shooting each other up because no one can get injured, but they ruin the ecosystem, and everyone's upset, and but like that episode always just like sticks in my head from that. And I remember that tape also had the Valentine's Bugs Bunny cartoon on it. It was a very eclectic mix.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That's actually pretty great. Speaking of which, one last thing.
You guys have like such good memories. I only have one, and funny story, and it actually involves James and like almost every other ex that I've had, because we've always gone on the subject of like pretty much what cartoons do you remember and everything, and nobody remembered Kablam. And if they did, they would never remember the mini short of Bellamy's Slapping Fish.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Bellamy's Slapping Fish. And the first time that I brought it up to James, I said Bellamy's Slapping Fish, and I started doing the slapping motion, and he repeated it and did it back. And at that point in time, I'm like, you must wife you. That is my childhood in a nutshell, is Bellamy's Slapping Fish.
Speaking of cartoons that don't hold up, but ones that do, when I first got Netflix, like years ago, right? So like when I was first in college and I could afford Netflix, or I was stealing someone else's, I found one show that really held itself up that was on Netflix for a short time. Surprisingly, it was Freakazoid.
Freakazoid is awesome.
Oh my god, yeah.
My sister and I nonstop will quote Freakazoid because of the one episode he just like freaks out on one of the villains, and it's like, everyone's trying to have a good time. It's like, why don't you go have a coffee with cream? Just like anytime somebody gets like a little bit over excited, we had to bring that up.
I remember from the first episode, right? And this was one that I remember from my childhood too, was when he first freaked out, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things to show how insane he was, he ran all the way to China to a guy raking sand and started shouting, "Will you stop that infernal raking?" And the guy just stops, looks.
Remember this?
It's because the show was like, unless you were old enough to really understand it, like it never really stuck with you.
Yeah. The other one that we will always quote is anytime one of us wants to ask the other to do something, we'll be like, hey, do you want to go do this? Or pretend that we're kitties. And the other one will respond, sorry, I'm in with the wrong crowd.
I love it.
Yeah, 90s cartoons, most of them will still hold up today. There wasn't too much like topical humor in some of them, but like if you watch them today, they're still like... They got away with a lot more than most of the shows will do now too.
Well,
I mean, Rocko's Modern Life,
exactly.
Like Ren and Stimpy are like the two best examples of that.
Well, Ren and Stimpy's creepy as all hell.
I was not allowed to watch that as a child. My mother would not let me watch it, and I think I've watched a whopping 20 seconds of it in a GIF, and that is it.
You have to understand though, Ren and Stimpy was really kind of an adult's cartoon, whether or not like people say it is, because if you go back and you watch it, they have a lot of like, you could watch it and it's still pretty good, but there's a lot of referential humor like that talks about stuff that's happening during the time that I still don't get.
That is true. That is very true. And it's, I think most of those cartoons were actually, they weren't even written for kids. They were definitely written for adults, and it's just the fact that they were cartoons. And other than like pretty much The Simpsons at the time, there wasn't really any primetime sitcom animated series at the time, because like in the old days, like the Flintstones were, but in between there really wasn't that much like going on with that. So most shows, like most kids, quote unquote kid shows, could get away with that kind of stuff.
Well, the thing is that when you think about the old cartoons, back then when you were watching cartoons, it wasn't really okay for adults to be watching cartoons, or kids like
True.
in like their late teens to be watching cartoons. So it kind of started this whole entire revolution of these cartoons kind of maintaining the shelf life that they didn't previously have. So later on, they like nowadays with like Adventure Time, all these other like hit cartoons and whatever.
I mean, look at Steven Universe.
Yeah, and like Gravity Falls and all this other stuff. They're retaining like this adult audience because we're growing up saying screw it, we want to watch cartoons.
Yeah, that's true.
We grew up on this. Let's continuously watch it.
Well, I feel like it's because like our generation never wants to stop being kids. Like we don't want to grow up yet. Which could be a huge problem down the road.
It's very true. And I don't know, it's just personally, I never really consider, obviously when I was a kid I considered cartoons were for kids, but I never really considered that type of medium to be like only for one type of age. I really feel that anyone can enjoy anything really. I'm kind of rambling here.
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
I don't know, because pretty much, I mean, I obviously loved cartoons when I was a kid, and then when I got to high school, that like I knew that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to work in film, and I wanted to work in animation. So I started taking film classes. I started working like with stop animation, and through that I went to film school, and pretty much mostly for writing though. I really love the writing aspect of it and story behind it. And when you work with something like animation, you're basically creating the entire world. Rather, there's like no limitations for that. And it's just I always just found it so fascinating on like so many different levels. Not just like I'm enjoying this cartoon. Yeah.
But and I think we had it good, right? Because we were kind of like this target audience growing up, where we got hit with all like these 90s cartoons.
And then as it hit the 2000s,
it
came online, and then Flash animation became, and that segued into...
Well, I mean, I'm not even counting that. I'm talking about like them making like cartoons for teenagers. And then it eventually came to the part where they were like, why do we have to stop making cartoons that these people don't enjoy? Also, a lot of people that are still that are making cartoons nowadays were the ones that were watching these cartoons.
Exactly. Right.
So, and plus there's the market for it. Because as long as something's really good, people will watch it. Because people are out there to try to find anything to really get into.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Rick and Morty is a great example.
Definitely.
But, like, that whole entire thing, I guess we could talk about this small other topic while we're talking about, kids not wanting to, or us not wanting to grow up. What do you guys think about adult coloring books?
All right, so I've been actually going to a lot of coloring parties as of last, 2 years, and they're a lot of fun. It's very therapeutic. It's very relaxing to just sit down and color something, and then you're with a huge group of friends and just enjoying something and having a good conversation, and it's surprisingly a lot of fun, even though it was something that we did as kids. And
right. And I mean, actually, to be honest, when I first heard of adult coloring books, I was like, oh god, someone made a gag coloring book that just had a lot of adult themes in it.
I may or may not be guilty of having 3 coloring books come in for Christmas. And I have a steampunk one, and I have some postcards that you can do, and I have a dragon one.
See,
I like coloring things, and by the way, if you ever color anything in my house, now mind you, I also have Hello Kitty coloring books, the ones for the kids too, and dinosaurs. If you color something and you sign it, I will stick it on my fridge.
So
okay. I'm sorry. All I think about is when people are okay, the adult coloring books, all right, Jimmy. A is for adultery. B is for ball gag. C is for cock ring.
Is it bad that I can picture you going down the entire alphabet, dear?
I think we should stop it right there to try to keep it as friendly as possible. And if anybody's listening to this and they're like, Mommy, Daddy, what's a ball gag?
And this is where I say earmuffs, sweetie.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that I ruined your innocence.
In a sense.
In addition to this topic, my mother is actually a preschool teacher.
Oh, okay.
So there are plenty of she'll bring home like coloring sheets for me for like if there's any like specific owl ones that she thinks that are pretty cute, and
That's great.
I'll get to color those up. And but the thing is that because she's a preschool teacher, her boss one day was like, "Your son's a musician. Does he have any kids songs?" And and my mom was like, "No, he doesn't." And then she told me this. I'm like, "Challenge accepted." So then I wrote one song, and then I came up with a couple other ideas. I was bored in the studio one day, and I was like, let me just record a couple songs for her. And then that ended up turning into an entire kids album that I released earlier this year. And
you can plug the name of the album if you'd like.
Sure. The album is called "Songs for Stuffed Animals."
Oh, that's actually kind of an awesome title.
Thank you. You can buy it at ZachAndersenMusic.com. Zach is spelled with a CH. Andersen is spelled with an EN. And the first song on the album though is called "Coloring," and it's a really fun song.
I actually think
approve of this.
It's like one of the best things though is probably to be able to write like kids music, or like TV intros.
Okay. This is my question for you, because I know that we've been going back and forth. Have you seen the hysterical music video of the woman that is doing the peel the banana, peel the banana, and she goes through all of the fruits and everything?
No. I'm going to have to look this up afterwards.
Yes, you are, because when she hits the avocado, I lost it.
Peel the avocado, peel the avocado.
Guacamole!
Oh my god.
And her dance that goes with the guacamole, I was almost on the floor. Truly, honestly, I've almost fallen out of my chair watching that.
That's like when I had a buddy of mine come up and visit, right? Chelsea was there for this.
Oh, no, not the Connor O'Brien story.
So my friend Connor decided to be like, we're just sitting there hanging out, and all of a sudden he goes, "My name is Nathaniel, and I like to dance." And I'm just like, what are you doing, Connor?
And he pulls up this video of this little, has to be almost 6-year-old boy.
Not even 5.
5 or 6-year-old boy who's dancing saying, "My name is Nathaniel, I like to dance."
That's like from Yo Gabba Gabba.
What is Yo Gabba Gabba? Because I know my little cousin has watched it before, but it was the put in the DVD, then go back to what I was doing because he would be in trance watching this thing. I've never seen this thing. What is Yo Gabba Gabba?
It's a kid's show from maybe, I'm going to say, between 5 and 10 years ago. It's just a bunch of, there's one guy and there's a bunch of people in monster costumes, and they dance and sing and do a bunch of other stuff. And they always have guest celebrities on it too. I remember Elijah Wood was on it, Jack Black, and a whole bunch more. I'm sure I'm forgetting some of them, but
so it's like Sesame Street.
It's like Sesame Street a little bit. Definitely like that kind of style show. But they would go and also do concerts too. They would go do live concerts and have just tons and tons of little kids there and parents, and also it was a big show for stoners and stuff too. And
is it because of all the bright colors and the dancing?
Okay, I'm actually looking up Yo Gabba. Why is there a giant dildo with arms?
Stop it.
It's yeah.
That is the first thing, is a TYP baby of this red thing, and I'm sorry, what?
Hey, look, Yo Gabba Gabba got a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
It deserved it.
I'm sorry. I could never see myself just getting blazed, sitting back and watching Yo Gabba Gabba.
It's well, the fact that I've watched it not high, it's interesting. It's very
it's an art piece.
It is. It's kid shows are interesting sometimes. They're a bit over the top. That's definitely one of them.
All right, Zach. So I know we promised you that you could play a live song for us.
Sure.
Did you wanna play a children's song for us?
If you want me to, I can do that definitely.
You play whatever you want, but
Before we do the concert, however,
Yes.
I've been holding this in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you do them retro games, bro?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, thank God, I'm not the only one in this
What
world.
retro games?
I am
I need to know.
huge into the Zelda series,
Right.
Mario, Mega Man, like the original Mega Man series,
Right.
old school Street Fighter, 2D fighters. I'm definitely into.
Nice.
Now I have a controversial question for you.
All right.
What is your favorite Mega Man, and why is it Mega Man 7?
All right. It's Mega Man 2. And because it has the best music, the best villains, it introduced a lot of new mechanics to it that were revolutionary in the series.
Right.
Best controls. My brother and I always had this argument because his is 3, and that's my second favorite. But 2 is just
4 was pretty good too.
4 is very good as well.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. There's probably been no bad Mega Man games besides Mega Man. Like after you get past X4, I want to say.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, because X and X2 are also fantastic.
X3 was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. X4 I like mainly because of Storm Owl, but
Well, yeah. I mean, they kind of. You know what though? The thing was that like they knew X3 was bad or worse, so they made X4.
right, yeah, exactly.
And yeah, like I was watching people play through Mega Man X7 today at work, or Mega Man 7 today at work.
Right.
I have to say, I love the art style of that game.
It's good. It's very good.
That was the one that came out right after X, so it
Right.
had a lot to compete with.
and I like the idea of bass. I really like the character design and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't like playing as him though. He was not a fun.
No, he's not as fun as just playing as
Yeah.
Mega Man. What's up,
I
Chelsea?
mean, this I think is even a more controversial question.
All right.
What is your favorite Zelda game? and
Oh, there you
why?
go.
This is all right. This is extremely easy for me. All right. Despite the fact that I've written an entire rock opera based on Ocarina of Time,
Okay.
A Link to the Past is by far my favorite game. It is the best game that has ever been created. Silence.
Silence.
I mean, the fact that my favorite Zelda is Majora's Mask
Mhm.
has to say something about my tastes.
It's
and the
Majora's
fact
Mask
that
is-
I can't get past Majora's Mask because I have a freak attack about the moon says something about me.
I never
Sacred
was able
Maker
to
was mine.
find Majora's Mask when I was younger. Like it was never on sale anywhere I could find it, so I ended up just playing it recently on the 3DS. Yeah, Link to the Past I played nonstop over and over again. My second semester of college was pretty much any free time I had was just beating it, and then beating it as fast as I can, then beating it without dying, then beating it without the sword, and but never getting tired of it.
So how did you feel about A Link Between Worlds?
I loved it. It was it's so well done. I like the concept of it being like a direct sequel, having the same world. The new mechanics that they added to it were fantastic and innovative, and really like just added so much to the game without making like, oh, it's just the same game.
Well, you know, the funny thing is that like I wouldn't say it's better than A Link to the Past because I really liked A Link to the Past. You know, like I could probably you could probably I haven't played that game in like 4 years, but you could probably throw me into it and I could probably beat that in like 2 days.
Right.
But because everything's just so iconic about it. But I'd have to say I've deleted and re-downloaded A Link Between Worlds at least 4 times already, playing it all the way through, beating it, then deleting it, then playing it again. So
I
It's-
mean, sorry, as much as I love my Wind Waker, like, it is like a dirty little secret that I have that it is actually not my favorite Zelda game.
okay,
It's actually Zelda Four Swords.
Four Swords was great.
Because I had the little Game Boy hookup to it,
Yep, I
and
did
I would
too.
just sit there with my SP and play it. And I remember sitting in my computer chair on a 3-day weekend, and I beat the entire game. And I was so happy. And my mother was yelling at me to come out of my room, and I said, but I need to defeat him! Defeat who? Just I need to defeat him! Coming out of my room. It was beautiful.
Actually,
it was glorious. I think I only saw daylight for probably 15 minutes while I ran downstairs to get food.
I have to say, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons were really good too.
We need to play through those. I have them.
Yeah, they're really good.
They were fun.
We could sit here and we could talk about Zelda forever.
However, here's the fun part. You also mentioned Mario. So what is your favorite Mario game?
Mario 3, hands down.
See, as much as I like Super Mario 3, or I like Mario 3, I like Super Mario World better.
No, Sunshine's where it's at.
Well, you see, the thing is, the reason why I like World better than
I can't platform for anything.
World better than 3 is probably because I played World more than 3.
Mm-hmm.
Every option that I've had to play World or 3, I've revisited World. I've only beat 3 maybe twice,
Okay.
but it's probably because of the aesthetics that I like World better.
World is World is still in my top 10 times. But 3 was always just so much fun for me. It was the first Mega Man or Mario I played. I mean, we had 1 and 2, but 3 was just always more enjoyable for me.
Did you ever figure out what to do in 2? I never could figure that out when I was younger.
Not little, but I have beaten it several times.
You have to understand, when I grew up, I was a Sega family.
Okay, gotcha.
I grew up with Genesis into Dreamcast. I got a GameCube probably a year after the Dreamcast.
All right.
So
GameCube was my big thing, but best video game memory, and I still remember this clear as day, was the year that Pokemon Blue came out.
right.
Mom said that I could open up one gift, and I chose this small square box. And before she could say, don't open it, I opened it, and it was Pokemon.
But
and
you couldn't play it.
Exactly, so she had to hand me the Game Boy. And she gave me 1 hour to play before I had to go to sleep. And I picked Bulbasaur as my starter because I didn't know what else to do. And I named my character Gary, and I named my rival Ash. Why? Because I had a nerd crush on Gary.
Wait.
I was Gary.
You were watching the Pokemon TV show before you got Pokemon the game? See, I went in blind. I got Pokemon Red. My brother got Blue, I got Red. I went in blind, not knowing what Pokemon was until I played the game.
No, I was huge fan of the Pokemon series, of which it got so hysterical that Mom didn't know what I was talking about. So I would give her quizzes on what Pokemon were which and who evolved into what, and my mother can still, to this day, name almost all 151 and tell me who evolves into what and what types they are. And who they are. She can point them out and tell me exactly who they are. And it is hysterical. But think of it, no mother, would go that far into depth.
No, my mom was like, my mom knew which ones I liked.
Oh no, she knew all of them and knew my favorites.
Well, the thing was that, when my mom was buying, toys or whatever, she'd make sure to know which ones I liked so that if she ever wanted to surprise me with toys, she could. But, that wasn't even the first game I got. I got some, Looney Tunes side-scroller game for the Game Boy first. And I had Pokemon, and I didn't want to play it. I just played that Looney Tunes game. Because my brother and I had no idea what Pokemon was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man,
And
I had the trading cards. I got
trading cards, too,
into
but
Pokemon when I was little, and I still am to this day. I hate doing competitive, though. To me, it just saps away the fun of the game.
My Pokemon memory, I've only played Blue. I played it too. I've beat it, and then I never touched another Pokemon game. It's just, I don't know, for some reason it's just not my thing. But I still remember all 151. I remember how to play. When it comes out next year on the 3DS, I'm sure I'll get it and play it again. But I remember I was one of the only people in my school who had it. And one day my Game Boy went missing, and then this other kid was like, "Hey, I got this new Game Boy," and I'm like, "What game do you have?" And he's like, "Pokemon Blue." I'm like, "That's mine." And he's like, "No," it's like, "Well, mine went missing, and now you have one, and we haven't even left school yet." He's like, "No, this one's definitely mine." I'm like, "It has my name on the back of it in marker."
Oh.
And he turns it over and it says my name on it. It's like, "Thanks for giving me my Game Boy back."
At that point, you just can never bring it to school again, right?
Yeah, it was like, that was stupid of me to bring it in the first place, but...
Well, I mean, when you're younger, like, you have that innocence that says you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zach, we're almost out of time, so I want to give you time to play.
Sure, sounds good.
You choose what you want to play. Your choice.
Oh, boy. I'd prefer if you guys gave me the choice. Do you want to hear a kid song, a song about video games, or a song about another topic?
Do you want to do the video games?
Yeah, let's do video games.
It's
Okay.
Vidjama games.
Vidjama games.
Vidjama games.
Mario or Zelda?
Zelda.
Zelda.
Okay. Then pick a level other than the water temple in Ocarina of Time. Because everybody hates the water level.
Do you have anything like,
I'm sorry, the only thing that I think of is Epona's song.
Yeah, I was thinking like Opponent, like the ranch.
No, it's basically the rock opera that I wrote is it's 10 songs.
Oh, pure.
Yeah, it's each.
Okay.
There's one song for the three main characters, and
Was
then
Death Mountain in?
well, there's the actual Death Mountains, kind of, sort of the Goron area, and then there's the Fire Temple.
Okay, well, so we'll do the Fire Temple. I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Sounds good. Let me remember how to play that now.
Take your time, man.
No worries. So yeah, I wrote there's one song for each like level in the game, and I performed it for the first time a couple years ago at Kineticon, and like
nice.
in its entirety, and I had like a slideshow going along with it to like explain the story as I played it. I was late for the show, and I get there and I'm like, I'm already in like a terrible mood, and then I get to the room and it was completely packed. Like there was this, all the seats were filled, there's people standing up everywhere, and I get in there, I'm like, why are there people here? Like I didn't even like promote the show at all. Like all my flyers were late, so I couldn't even like go and hand stuff out.
Right.
But the entire place is packed. I even asked them like at the show, I'm like, why are you here? And then somebody was like, in the pamphlet it said Zelda and rock opera, so why wouldn't we be here?
That's kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
So I played the show and I don't remember it like actually like playing it. Then I get like I'm like finished with it. I'm like, okay, this is I made it through. This was horrible. This is the worst show I ever played. Standing ovation. Everyone absolutely loved it. Like I get like people will come up to me like at the last two cons, like just like, hey, you did the rock opera. That was so awesome. When are you doing that again? So like right now what I'm doing is I'm recording footage of myself actually playing the game, and I'm going to edit that footage to the live performance so I can have it like a live music video as I'm performing the show now.
Oh, that's
Oh, so you mean like you could have like instead of having a slideshow, you can just have a background?
Yeah, it'll be like basically like it'll be like an AMV, but a live one. Like
Yeah, so you just play in the background.
yes,
Sweet.
That's awesome.
I like
Are you
it.
going to be doing it for next year at Kineticon?
hopefully. I'm gonna try to. I'm definitely setting it up with the people there. Hopefully they will have it.
Sweet.
But if not, I'm also gonna be performing it. I do a bunch of I started a benefit concert series like this earlier this year, and I'm going to do it again next year, and I'm going to perform this at it this year.
Nice.
But yeah, I just want to see if I can remember how to play this.
Go ahead, take your time, man.
Even fit the bolero of fire into the actual song. So, the song that actually brings you to the temple. All right, I think I got this. We'll just we'll wing it. I can always delete this part of the podcast if you like. All right, so this song's called "Burning on Black Coals." The wood builds the fire releases smoke. The smoke fills the lungs, your lungs begin to choke. Heroes were told in embers, burning on black coals. foot sold in embers, burning on black holes. The magic ignites the torch guides the path leads to evil, evil creates the wrath. Heroes foot sold in embers, burning on black holes. Heroes foot sold in embers, burning on black holes. The rage feeds the flame tempers the sword kills the game asks for more. Heroes foot sold in embers, burning on black holes. Heroes foot sold in embers, burning on black holes. Heroes foot sold in embers, burning on black holes.
Ooh.
Sweet, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
Dude, I have to say, like, the rock opera thing is kind of awesome at the same time because you get to do, like, the whole writing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like, you get to, like, tell a story kind of a little bit more thoroughly than just by writing a ballad.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. The whole thing started with just one song where I wrote a song called Powerism and Courage, and the entire thing was an acronym. So, like, the first verse, the first letter of each line spells power, second verse courage, or that's wisdom and then courage, and then the chorus spells out Triforce. But, like, it's from each perspective of Ganon, Zelda, and then Link. And then after that, I decided to write the entire rock opera.
That's freaking awesome, man.
And it was a fun way to tell a story because I mean when you're actually playing the game, you do get the full story, but just in, like it's very choppy in pieces, and if you're really not like paying attention to the actual like text and everything, you really
You're
just playing the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with this, I feel like it's a good way to say like, okay, this is what's happening like while you're actually playing the game as well as the actual story. But it was a lot of fun to write, and it was a very different project too.
It gives you a little bit more creative freedom.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, my mind is still blown at the whole acronym thing. I'm sitting there thinking like, what?
I was bored in an English class, and I just started like writing down the line, like the letters, and then I just started writing lines because it's not even like just having to make the entire thing an acronym, but you also have to rhyme every other line,
right? And
make it flow nicely, melody wise, and.
Sir, I give you complete kudos.
Thank you. But yeah, it was a fun song to write because. The whole thing with how I started writing was, or playing music in general, was I broke my neck. And the only thing I could do during that time period was learn to play guitar and play video games. So I had, like, my brother would teach me some chords. I'd go up and practice the chords at school. And in between that, I had the N64 up there with me, so I would play Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
So when I was all healed up, I decided to... I was just like joking around with my brother, and I was like, it would be fun to write like a concept album with like video game songs, but not make them like super obvious. Not make them like Mario's jumping and Mario's going here. So like taking like a more like a philosophical take on it, or like questions. Like I have a song called "Stepping on Turtles," which is about whether Mario was in love with the princess or whether he was in it for like the fame and fortune and like to be a hero.
That's kind of awesome. I like that. I like that a lot.
And then I wrote my first song, which was about Shadow of the Colossus. And like as soon as I wrote that song, then like it started off as a joke, and then I wrote that song, and then continued writing songs after that, and not just video games and whatnot, but like all different sorts of topics. But and then I decided like I do want to do this concept album, so next year I'm gonna hopefully release it. The title for it is "There's Always Another Castle."
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, I guess we gotta.
Well, I have one last
Yeah, go
question
ahead.
for you. I would like to know your views on a specific band.
Okay.
Starbomb.
They are fantastic. I do I watch Game Grumps every single day.
Okay, good. So we're in the same boat.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of them. It's very, but Starbomb is a very different style than what I am doing with my music.
Of course.
My video game inspired songs. Since obviously their ones are more comedic and a little bit more obvious on the
I was
top.
gonna say, like, blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
Yep.
I try my best to if you don't understand or you don't like if you don't play the games or anything like that or watch the shows, you can still understand it on a different level than those who know the references and understand it on that sense.
Right.
So yeah.
Alrighty. Well, Zach, unfortunately, we got to call it a wraps for now. But
All right.
we would love to have you on another time again to
Nope.
play for us again and talk to us more about, like, we'll talk about, like, fun other stuff. Like, maybe we'll do a whole, like, video game music type episode type thing
I would be happy to do that.
where we talk about, like, soundtracks, other stuff like that.
I think we may have to do a recording at Kineticon then.
Sounds good to me.
That'd be fun.
We asked to host a panel on OSTs.
You can do that, definitely.
Maybe.
Maybe not at Kineticon. Maybe
Nah.
another. We'll talk about that another time. But
We're scheming and planning, be warned.
All
thank
right.
you guys for listening.
Oh, may I add one more thing before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course.
So our first topic of the night was about pickup lines,
Yes.
and I said that I've never actually used pickup lines, but I actually have written a song about picking up a girl at a bar and failing.
That's actually amazing.
It started off as I just wanted to write a song with a particular rhyming scheme,
Right.
and actually rhyming every other line, the entire song rhymes. And I decided that that would be my topic to take a humorous take on trying to pick up a girl and failing. And so the song is called "Another Night," and the chorus is going to be "Another Night Alone." But maybe another time I'll play that for you guys. But
So, well, I gotta ask: Does he get the girl in the end?
absolutely not. The bouncer comes and takes him away.
Okay, sounds pretty good.
But
Alrighty. So, hey Zach, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
So, if you guys want to check out Zach's website, it's zachanderson.com or Zach Andersen Music.
Yes.
Sorry.
And we're going to have it in the...
We'll have it in the description.
Yep.
But if you don't want to look at the description, it's ZACHANDERSEN music.com.
It pretty much just sends you to my Facebook page right now. But actually, by the time this is up, it might already be on there. But I just recorded a live album, and anybody who signs up for my email list will get a live EP, like a free live EP. So there should be a thing on my website soon that will let you sign up for my email list, and you'll get a couple songs.
Perfect.
I think I'm already on that.
Then you will most likely get an email soon.
If not, I can bug you over Facebook. Where's my live EP?
Sounds good.
Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, again, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Zach, for being here and playing for us.
Thank
We
you.
will catch you guys next time where we're going to be talking about superheroes.
Are we doing superheroes next?
Superheroes.
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 Can we get you in on the superheroes?
Superheroes.
Superheroes.